Hey guys. Hello. I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in. I'm Taurus the Bull, right, for January 3rd through January 16th. All right, for 2022. And Happy New Year for all those that haven't heard me say that yet, right? And I do apologize that this reading is late. Had some things going on with my schedule, but I promise that the next series of readings will be starting after Capricorn, and Aquarius will be starting from Aries and Taurus, going through the regular normal way of the zodiac. So hopefully for the next series of readings, you won't have to wait. And I'm gonna maybe be just doing monthly readings in the future to avoid this problem, perhaps. So anyway, hopefully you can still get something from this reading, since time is fluid and relative. So even though it says that it ends to the 16th, it's a general reading for multiple people, right? So it could go a little bit before and a little bit after those original timestamps and dates. So that's why I always say that it is timeless. And for some people, it could take 6 months to resonate in the past or the future, a year, weeks, days, hours, minutes, etc. All right, so always take it how it resonates for you if it does. And this reading may have something for you in it, even if you are not a Sun Taurus or a Moon Taurus or even a Rising Taurus, since we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout each of our individual birth charts. So that's why I always encourage everyone to find out what their other placements are if they don't already know, right? Just because depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your moon sign, with your sun sign, or your rising sign, okay? And always check your Venus sign too for matters of love, all right? So I pulled all of your cards here, Taurus, and we'll get into it in just a moment. I did want to say welcome to everyone who's come back, or even if you're new, right? Welcome to everyone. I do appreciate everyone's views, your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions, which are all free and do help the channel. All right. So I did want to mention as well, if you are new, that I do take one photo at the end of all of the cards, and I will be posting it after the live in case you want to look at it more up closer in detail anytime. So if you want to do that, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to get the photo. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Yes. So let's get into it here, Taurus. I wanted to show you guys, I got a really nice gift from a friend of mine. I've always wanted one. Hopefully you guys can see it. But this is the Shiva, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, but Shiva Lang, oh my gosh, it's Linham, Lingam, Shiva Lingam. I think I pronounced it right and spelled it right. But anyway, it's this Indian stone, right, that is supposed to represent Lord Shiva and also his conduit, Parthavi, I believe. Okay, so anyway, it's about the masculine and feminine energies, and this one I believe is made out of quartz crystal, or most of them are. So it's really cool, and you hold it and you can feel all this energy. So I just wanted to show you guys how cool it is here with little designs, and shout out to my friend that got this for me. So anyway, let's get into your reading here, Taurus. Again, I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. So we're going to do a quick little sound bell here just for some general grounding for the reading for myself and for you guys. So just be aware it does get loud sometimes if you're sensitive to that. And if you want to, while I'm doing it, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen to. And I'm actually going to make sure for me that there's no cat or dog hair in there, because sometimes when I hit it, like stuff comes out. All right. And I do have music on quietly in the background. Sometimes the louder, but it's just for my dogs. I'm not checking my phone or my messages. If you periodically see me do that, it's I'm turning it up or down so dogs don't go crazy. So anyway, let's do your sun, Taurus. All right. All right. That was a loud one, even for me today. It's usually good, though. It's periodic loudness, and then, I mean, periodic. For a short period of time, it's loud. And then gets you in the zone to quiet all your thoughts and tap in with spirit a little bit, however you might do that, or just tap in with yourself, right? All right, so Taurus, let's get into your reading here. You have a really nice reading. I saved the best for last, Taurus. I did, but no, for real, you really do. Just as a quick like foreshadowing, you have 3 aces in your center here. You have 5 major arcana throughout your reading. Okay, so it speaks a lot of change. You really only have 1 blockage in the future current energies of this week, they were now, and then maybe a small blockage or 2 from the past, but it's really positive, other than that, all across the board. So I'm pretty excited. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. I'll call out the cards and then we'll go in order. But before I do that too, I wanted to say, if you're new or just, I always have to do my little spiel. But this first row here in the center is the first week. So we're going back to last week for a little bit, right? It's not exact. It can be starting around January 3rd, all right? And then going through all of last week and weekends is that first row here in the center of the reading. And then the second row is the second week we're in now in January till about January 16th or so. But again, it's not exact. It will differ for everybody. All right. So what do we have here? We have the Queen of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, also known as Queen of Pentacles, right side up. We have Ace of Sacred Circles, Ace of Pentacles, right side up. We have Ace of Staves, right side up, also known as Ace of Wands, right side up. We have the Star, right side up, and then we have Ace of Cups, right side up. So like I said, you have 3 aces right here in your center. Which is really cool. I haven't seen that in a really long time, if not ever. Okay. So I know my Venus is in Capricorn. Oh, my North Node is in Taurus. So I know I have some Taurus energy somewhere, but anyway, really good reading. We're going to get into it here. But also wanted to say that the reason why I always, do my little spiel in the beginning is if you start watching this Taurus and you're not resonating with it, it could be about the person that you're dealing with or multiple people, if it's multiple people, or your general environment situation, or it's just not your reading. So that's why I always say to check out your other placements, like for instance, what's your sun, moon, and rising sign. Okay. All right. So this first row here from last week or so, okay, or maybe even a little bit back into December, it will depend for everybody. But we start off here with the Queen of Sacred Circles, also known as the Queen of Pentacles. And this is a very nice energy. Oh, my table's making all types of noises. A really nice energy of being abundant, of this nurturing kind of energy here with this Native American grandmother-like figure, and she's standing at this table with the baby on the table. Okay, and so that is that nurturing element. It's about preparing things for the future, not just things, but setting a good example for others to follow, right? Which we could also say about any queen or any person in a position of high authority or power. If they're in their good side, right? That's what you want to do with the power, okay? Now, we do see that full moon in the background in this first card here. So it could be, since we're having a full moon coming up on the 17th, 18th, that maybe you were feeling some of this full moon energy, even starting last week here, Taurus, for some of you guys, okay, with that in the background. But it won't resonate with everyone, of course. If it's not that reference to the full moon coming up, it could just be that you've let go also of past illusions or anything that was confusing you in the past, because that's what the moon card represents in the tarot, right? But it also could be that you've taken from the moon the positive aspects of the moon, of that Pisces energy. So there's always positive and negative every card. Okay, so maybe you've taken some of that creativity and now you're learning to harness it within yourself. in your queen role here. And you also see this little thing on the wall here, which shows the different phases of the moon. So it could be that you're really sensitive to what is going on with the moon. Okay. They say most women are, right? Because just like doesn't matter how old you are, but if you're a natural born woman, or even if you're not, like you identify as a woman, whatever, we are connected to the moon. Just like the ocean is ruled by the moon, so are we, with our cycles in nature, with our menses, or whatever you want to call it. All right. But anyway, back to the general feeling of this card, though, is very abundant energy. Is abundance isn't just money too, right? So it's whatever you want to manifest in your life, because in this deck the sacred circles are just like pentacles. It's just another name for it in this deck. Okay, but this is really beautiful energy here, Taurus, and if this wasn't your energy, it could have been somebody around you that was trying to give you some nurturing energy, having you step into your own power as well here. Feeling like you have more resources around you and that you are more abundant. All right. Now, going forward here as your second card, your first ace card here that we have is the Ace of Sacred Circles. So another Sacred Circles or another Pentacles card, okay, right after the first one. All right, and so this is really beautiful energy that speaks of new beginnings, okay? It speaks of courage and power and creativity as well. There is also this buffalo symbol here on the side right next to the drum, because the drums in this deck represent the sacred circles or the pentacles, right? And so what does the buffalo represent? I would say definitely power and courage, and just being a large animal that commands a certain amount of respect and presence to it. I can't, think of the exact like Native American, symbolism of the buffalo, but I know that like, what is it? The white buffalo that's supposed to be really rare. It's supposed to be an almond. So this one isn't white. It's in the white snow though. But yeah, I would look up, if you're interested more in it, look up like the Native American symbolism of just the regular colored buffalo or buffalo if you want to get more into it. But generally speaking, I would say that this card is all about abundance, positive energy, right? For momentum, creative energy too, new beginnings, okay? And also when you see aces, it's about the universe providing you with gifts, okay? So that can mean something different for every person, but it could be that during this time period, maybe like let's say in the middle of last week or even last weekend, right? That maybe you were having more luck or power in your natural born strengths or the things that you're good at. Okay, so maybe you were feeling more in that element in this last week, or the person you're dealing with, or our general environment situation. Okay, but either way, it is pretty positive, and I like it. All right, I like it for you, Taurus. Now, moving forward to your third card, you have your second ace here, which is the Ace of Staves, also known as Ace of Wands. All right. And so here we have double ace action. And so it's like, again, for momentum, positive energy and creative energy. This has a more fiery type of energy too, with the fire in the bottom here. And then you see, of course, the wand. That's the Ankh, the symbol for life, right? Eternal life in Egypt. Okay. And so this is about, fertility in one way, right? You could be, if you're a woman and you want to have a baby, you could be really fertile at this time, but it's also more about the metaphor of being fertile. So you could be planting seeds for the future. And again, aces, like I said, are new beginnings, okay? And really having more power and backing behind your individual strengths and gifts that you were born with, okay, or developed at a later age, whatever it is, okay? But this is for momentum, positive energy, all that good stuff. All right, so I like it. And when we get into your fourth card here, Taurus, into the week we're in now, even though today is the 13th, yes, this could have been, more like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe. It's hard to say exact, but with or however it resonates for you, because like I said, time is fluid and relative, so it could be even months or years ago. It really depends. But with this Ten of Swords in the right side up position, this is one of your only blockages in the main current president in the main current present. Sorry, that was weird. Hopefully nothing with president, but that was weird. I think I just said it wrong. Okay. I try not to talk about politics on here, so that was weird. I meant to say present, like present moment. This is really the only blockage here in your present moment, this fourth card here. You have one or two other blockages or that are from the recent past and the way, way back past that we'll talk about a little later. But like I said, all of your other cards are like extremely positive, okay? So I'm still jealous of your reading, Taurus, and I still wish I was like a moon Taurus or a rising Taurus or a sun sign Taurus or all of those. But anyway, let's just talk about this little blockage real quick and then get back to your other amazing cards. So here we have the Ten of Swords in the right side up position. So this is saying that maybe in the beginning of this week, right, for some people, there was a lot of anxiety, worry, overthinking, being too much up in your head, lower vibrational frequencies, right, not being your best self, being exhausted, okay, just physically, mentally done, maybe, spiritually done, even for some. And then also on the very end of that, for some, it could even dip into like a depressive kind of energy. And you see here with this Japanese samurai guy, right? He's actually put these swords into somebody, right? So there's a person laying down on the ground. And so that's kind of that defeated energy here, okay, or that exhaustive energy as well, okay? Now it could be, since it's following your two aces that we just talked about, it could be that even though there was a lot of really positive things happening here for you, Taurus, a lot of forward momentum and positive energy, perhaps it brought on more responsibilities in some way or expectations or whatever it may be, right? But the Ten of Swords just means like you've just been thinking way too much up in your head and you really need to rest, okay, all that thinking, okay, because then it starts getting too negative. So I would say if it's following these two aces, maybe especially when we're talking about the new year, right? We're in the new calendar year, 2022, that even though really good positive things were happening here for you and you're more in flow with your abundance, with your strengths and your talents and all of these things, that maybe it just got a little bit too much here for you at the beginning of this week, okay? Or it's just a little bit of stagnant energy, right? And we know that when we get into your next card in just a moment here and go forward. But actually, before I get too excited and caught up, I want to make sure I don't forget these other two cards that kind of maybe talk about another thing that we didn't, count for the Ten of Swords being here as well. Okay, so my spirit guides wanted me to talk about it in relation to the Ten of Swords. So these two cards represent way, way back past energy. So when we were talking about last week, the week of January 3rd, right? That was more recent past, okay? So again, it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, minutes, hours, months, years. But then when we compare it to the way, way back past, then, just as an example, it could be a couple of years ago, excuse me, or even a couple of months ago, something like that. But it will differ for everyone. You will know what your recent past is and what your way, way back past is, okay? But what we have the Two of Cups in the right side up position, and they're both very positive cards, okay, in the right side up position. So when we put it together with the Ten of Swords, though, Taurus, it does kind of say that there could have been some type of union, right? Because the Two of Cups is a union card. So this could be a work union, okay, work partnership. It could be romantic union, of course. It could be a union with friends or family, or even a union of different parts of yourself. But there perhaps was something where maybe it started off really, really positive. And when I say positive, it was an equal give and take, right? So the Justice card, you see her actually holding, besides the sword, she's holding the balance scale. So the Justice card also represents our morals, right? And what's fair and what's just. And then when you see the Two of Cups, they're both giving each other a cup, the same amount of energy. So it's an equal give and take. And so it's like divinely guided, higher vibrational type of union. So when you put it together with the Ten of Swords, it's kind of still, it could mean a lot of different things for different people. It could be that maybe in the past, this union was really equal, whatever the union was, okay, and there was a fairness to it, but perhaps in the more future current energies, maybe as we're in the new year, with you changing a little bit, or even the other person possibly changing, or all of us changing in this astrology, all right, there could have been something where it brought up new worries within that partnership. So, right, we go back to last week again. The Queen of Sacred Circles, Queen of Pentacles, right side up. The Ace of Sacred Circles, right side up. Your first ace, your second ace, the Ace of Spades or Ace of Wands, right side up. So if all of a sudden you now have all this abundance, all this nurturing energy, all this forward momentum, positive energy, it could be that you're just worrying a little bit that the other person that you have this union with is still going to be there for you, or maybe you're worried that it's going to change your relationship in some way. Okay, if this is a past union that we're talking about, since this is past energy, but like I said, it could mean a lot of different things for different people. But that's just what I'm picking up for the general. Okay, to not get too deep into that card, but like I said, it doesn't last for long, and it's nothing to be, too like worried or concerned about here, Taurus. All right. So we go back just to say where we were, right? We were at the Ten of Swords right side up as your fourth card, and then your fifth card. And I just realized I forgot to say what zodiac signs are in your reading. So before I show you your fifth card, let's go ahead and talk about that real quickly in case some of you are into that or wanting to know. So I'll call out, as far as the major arcanas, what other zodiac signs here we see in your reading in case you're dealing with one of those signs, or you have a lot of those signs predominantly in your chart or the other person's chart, or it doesn't mean nothing, or it doesn't mean nothing. Yes, it doesn't mean anything at all. So I'll go ahead and call them out. So we have some Leo energy. We have two Libra cards. We have a Pisces, an Aquarius, and a Scorpio. Okay. So like I said, that could mean something to you, and it could mean maybe nothing at all, but I wanted to mention it. So Leo, Libra twice, Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio. All right. Yes. And I do believe that the full moon that's coming up, I think it's in Aquarius. Let's see real quick. Full moon, January 2022. Oops, 2022. God damn it. Keeps putting 2023. All right. Interesting. 2022, is it Aquarius? Let's see. It can't be right. Wait. Oh, it's not Aquarius. Okay, never mind. I think it's Cancer. It says Cancer if this website is right. Okay. There was something happening in Aquarius. Oh, I think I know what it was. I think Something with Jupiter, maybe. Was Jupiter leaving Aquarius? Oh, I can't remember now. I'm trying to find notes. Oh, but actually, there's another note here that might be important for you, though, since you are Taurus, right, Taurus? It says Uranus retrograde in Taurus ends Tuesday, January 18th, the same day as the full moon. Okay, interesting. So it says unpredictable changes may happen during this retrograde. Still processing it since the retrograde ends on Tuesday, January 18th. Old habits and perceptions will be disrupted, and growth is the outcome. Find freedom in your relationships, embrace the clarity that comes with a solution. Okay, interesting. That's not what I meant to find for you, but hey, there you go. God, there was something happening with Aquarius, and that's where my mind was going. Anyway, I say all that to go back to your fifth card, which is the Aquarius energy in your reading, and that's why I thought it had something to do with the full moon, but I guess not. Anyway, your fifth card here, Taurus, is the star card in the right side up position. So beautiful and such a nice, needed breath of fresh air when it followed the Ten of Swords, too. Okay, so we go from all that anxiety, worry, overthinking, being too much up in your head, having a hard time sleeping, exhausted, lower vibrational frequencies, or even depression, to now that Aquarius water, air energy coming in and saving the day. So the star energy is about having hope and inspiration for the future. It's about creative energy. It's about processing your emotions in a positive way, right? Since the water in the tarot represents our emotions. So you see this Native American woman, and she's got 1 foot on the land and 1 foot in the water, very similar to the Temperance card as well. And she is transmuting energy. So she's taking these shells or water pitchers, okay? Looks like a shell, but maybe it's a shell in the shape of a water pitcher. But anyway, she's taking the water, right? And she's, making sure that it's clean and it's fresh. And so that's kind of how this card feels to me, right? She's also looking up at the star, of course. That's why it's called the star card. So looking to the future in a hopeful way, in a creative way, in a more trusting in, whatever higher powers that be that you believe in, or your guardian angels, your ancestor spirit guides, that they're going to lead you to this really nice energy here for you, okay? Now, it could be also because, actually, let me count really quickly. How many cards here have water? I guess only 3, but that's still a fair amount. Let's see how many swords we have. We only have 2 swords cards, 2 swords, 2. We have 3 pentacles. We have 2 cups. And then the rest are all major arcanas. So wait, so with the pentacles the most, let's see. Wait, how many wands? Only 1 wand? Okay, so it looks like for you, and you've been the first one in this group of this series of readings here, Taurus, that has, as far as I remember, the Pentacles being the major minor arcana that's here. The most minor arcana that's showing up in your reading is the Pentacles, okay? So for a lot of other signs, it was either the wands or the swords. So that could be an underlying theme to this reading as well. So what do pentacles or sacred circles represent? Right? It's money, but not only money, it's whatever you want to manifest in your life, okay? So what do you value? What don't you value? What do you value in yourself and in others? Those kind of things, okay? So that could be something else going on here. Now back to when I went on a tangent about water. You go from your star card, the 5th card here in the center, to your 6th card, the Ace of Cups in the right side position, okay? And this is your 3rd ace card, which is just extraordinary in itself. A lot of new beginnings in this reading here for you. A lot of forward momentum, a lot of positive energy, right? A lot of gifts from the universe, having your strengths come out and your talents come out more. And you did have 5 Maja. What is that? A word I just, I don't know, made up there. You did have 5 major arcanas in your reading, so it speaks of a fair amount of change for you, starting in these first 2 weeks of January and even beyond, but it looks like all of the changes seem to be pretty positive here. So with the Ace of Cups in the right side up position, here you have your cup is literally, runneth over with all the good stuff, okay? And the emotions are not, maybe in the past they were like kind of hard to deal with in certain ways, but here they're being embraced for the creativity you're using it to rule going forward in your life, whatever that is that you want to manifest in your life. So it's not like the emotions are weighing you down or distracting you. You're using them to be like, oh, I see that, I recognize that, oh, okay, I'm cool with that, or I'm not cool with that, but I'm going to just keep going. So it's like processing your own emotions in a healthy way, and then it also helps you understand other people's like emotional motivations as well. Okay, but really nice abundant energy, right? Forward momentum, positive energy, good stuff here. All right, so with that being said, let's talk about your tarot confirmation cards as well. All right, because I also want to talk about what's in the top and the bottom of your other deck here with your first confirmation card. So what do we have? We have, we'll call them out and go in order. We have 3 of Swords in the right side up position. Excuse me. And then we have the High Priestess in the right side up position. And then, yes, right on the bell there, we have the Death card in the right side up position. Okay, so these first 2 tarot confirmation cards are usually past energy, recent past energy. That's how I read it. And then the last 3rd confirmation card is more future current energies. Okay, so we're going to go back to the recent bit and also the way back past, right? Because this is where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about this with this other one. All right, so what do we have here? We have your first tarot confirmation card, the 3 of Swords in the right side up position. So this is saying, and we briefly talked about this earlier, that in the recent past, there could have been some type of pain, hurt, heartache, betrayal, low vibrational frequencies, being exhausted. I mean, you can look at this woman's body posture if you're watching and not listening to this, right? She's got her arms and her legs pulled into her body, like she's very tired and protective of herself. And then there's swords all around her and one's going in her back. Okay, so not fun energy in the recent past, right? However you find yourself in those descriptions, if it isn't mental anxiety, worry, overthinking, or being betrayed or hurt or pain or heartache, it could just be exhaustion and low vibrational frequencies. But these 2 cards here, what was on the top and the bottom of your other deck, kind of give us more info as why this card was here. Okay, so we have, and these 2 cards, energy is the way back past. This is the recent past, and this is the way back past further. Okay, so anyway, what we have is the 6 of Sacred Circles in the right side up position and the Sun in the reverse position. Sorry guys, I fell on the ice the other day. And I hurt my back, and then I was fine for a few days, and then I had to pick up my dog today because he was about to fight with his other dog, maybe, hopefully not, and then it like made the pain come back. So I'm trying to scoot up and not look like I'm dying. Okay, anyway, sorry, Taurus. So where are we at? Yes, the 6 of Sacred Circles in the right side up position and the Sun in the reverse position. So this, let's just break it down one by one here. This 6 of Sacred Circles is Libra energy, okay? Because it's about balance. Where do we also have Libra energy? Your other Libra card, which was also way back past energy, the Justice card in the right side up position. So this is saying again that in the way back past, there could have been more of a balanced energy and equal give and take in something. And this one also has a full moon, very small in the background there, and the tops of the trees. Okay, so this could be referencing another full moon for some people, maybe not everybody. But the Six of Sacred Circles or Six of Pentacles is also a card about giving back to others, about charity, not just money because it's a pentacle card. So giving back your time, helping an elderly person do something, helping someone learn a skill or a craft or trade that you already know, that kind of energy, right? And that's really what the Six of Sacred Circles is about. It's also the way that it's shown in this card is you see these little tiny bags, like mojo bags, going upside this tree. And so that represents the six chakras in the body, right? So that could be a little clue there for some people too. But with this sun in the reverse position, and that's that Leo energy we mentioned earlier too, is that somebody was having a hard time embracing some type of enlightenment, okay? Because that's what the sun card represents. Also could be somebody who was having a harder time embracing a childlike creative energy, embracing creativity, embracing passion, but mainly I feel like it's somebody was having a hard time embracing some type of enlightenment. And enlightenment means, if I can say it, enlightenment means about spiritual downloads, aha moments. Oh, now I finally understand something. I've gotten more information. The pieces are all coming together. I'm having this new mental understanding of something. Okay, that's what enlightenment basically is. So when we put these all together, to go back to your Three of Swords in the right side up position here from the recent past, and this is the way back past, that it could be the reason why we have this lower vibrational frequencies, pain, hurt, heartache, betrayal, exhaustion, was because somebody was having a hard time embracing the enlightenment, the creativity, the passion, the aha moments. I finally understand something, okay? But we're going forward as well, because that is just kind of confirming a little bit of what we already knew as far as your other two of what was on the top and the bottom, okay, of your other deck. But this Three of Swords, we haven't talked about what it confirmed yet. It was confirming the other confirming cards, which is kind of funny. That doesn't usually happen, but sometimes. It's confirming the Queen of Sacred Circles in the right side up position and the swords in the right side up position here, okay? So this is telling us that in the recent past, this Three of Swords energy was a catalyst to then be like, I don't want to be tired anymore. I don't want to be vulnerable or in pain, okay? I'm going to boss up. I'm going to step into my power, whether I'm a man or a woman or however you identify. I'm going to step into my power. I'm going to be nurturing to others, but also first to myself. How do we know that little child right there isn't like the inner child of this woman? We don't know, right? So it's bringing that nurturing energy to yourself and to others and having it work for you in a positive way where you, like I said before, with all those water cards, like taking the emotions in a positive way and not being scared of them or letting them rule your life or any of those things, but having it make things more clear for you, okay? So this could be on this side, though, that when this Ten of Swords showed back up earlier this week, and not the funnest energy, right? Maybe it had something, maybe it triggered something from the past, because both are swords cards where the sword is going down into the ground. They're both mental confusion, anxiety, worry, overthinking, staying up too much late at night, exhaustion, or even depression, right? So maybe that when it was in the more future current energies here in the beginning of this week, perhaps it kind of triggered something from the past. And if it did, good. I mean, not always fun, but good, because then you're like, you snap out of it, right? And we know that you go forward with the star too. All right. Now to your second confirmation card, we have, and this is some Pisces energy here, the High Priestess in the right side up position, another card with some water in it. And this is from the recent past energy. Excuse me. So in the recent past, There is this very abundant energy about growth and change, right? You see this woman kind of sitting here and she is divinely protected, but all the green moss has grown all over her own body and all around her in the forest, okay? And she also has, when I say she's divinely guided and protected, if the camera will focus, there's a little spider web above her head. Okay, so that's the protection of the grandmother spirit in Native American cultures and other cultures. Okay, but also what's in front of her feet here is this lake or this pond, right? This little well that she can go to. So it's almost like you started in the recent past knowing that your emotions here were not a bad thing, or the other person's emotions, or multiple people, a general environment situation. Maybe this process started, in the recent past, but it carries through it even beyond that in the future current energies of this week and maybe even next week or the whole of January, right? Okay. But the high priestess is coming in here and confirming the ace of sacred circles in the right side up position and the star in the right side up position. Okay. So it's like, yes, once I know that I am divinely protected and divinely guided, and I embrace my emotions and I'm not scared of them and I use it in a positive way, I can become more abundant. I can become more creative and excited and hopeful for the future. Okay, so beautiful stuff here, Taurus. All right, and now your last confirmation card here, which is more future current energies, is the Death card in the right side up position, and that's some of that Scorpio energy that we mentioned before as well, okay? And so I think a couple other signs had this card, not in the same placement or anything, but I always like to see the Death card in like a New Year's reading or right after New Year's or even the beginning of the first couple of months of the new calendar year, right? Because the Death card is all about transformation. It's nothing scary. It doesn't mean somebody's going to die. It's a metaphor for the dying of the old and clearing away of the old to make room for the new. Okay. And there's all this loyalty around you while you go through these changes. Okay. So this could be a big change. It could be a small change. It could be a good change. It could be a bad change. But based on your other cards, I would say it's a good change. Okay. With all those aces and everything here. But there's loyalty of your support system, whatever that may be, your friends, family, mental health care worker, whatever, okay? People online, right? Whatever it is, okay? They're here with you. That's represented by all these dogs, okay? Under this man who's riding on the horse. The dogs are helping him in the hunt, right? If he's a hunter. These people are here to help you through, guide you through these changes, okay? And when this Death card is coming in here and confirming two of your aces, the Ace of Staves in the right side up position and the Ace of Cups here, this is just, saying what we already know here, Taurus, that this change, transformational energy, the clearing away of the old, right? It so serves you. And we have to say too, as an earth sign, you're not the only earth sign, right? We also have Capricorn and Virgo, but you being one of the earth signs that change can be even harder in certain ways for you. Okay. I mean, it's hard for everybody. That's a generalization, right? But sorry guys, my back. It is maybe harder for you than others, okay? Or it has been recently, but here it's really telling you to not be scared of those changes. Your support system will be here and there will be really positive changes, right? And it'll bring about more creativity and birthing of new projects and ideas and ways of life and all of these good positive things and forward momentum towards whatever you want to manifest in your life. You can get it. You're going to get it. Do it, Taurus, okay? All right, that is what I have for you as far as the tarot, because I know we're we're over time already anyway. But let's get to your oracle cards here as well before you go. We have your love oracle message, which is usually a little bit lighter than all the deep tarot stuff, right? And so it's your message, whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love with friends or family, or even self-love or all the above, right? But your love oracle message is children, and it says your love life is being affected by children. All right. And then you see these two little kids here, and one's holding a puppy, and there's dogs all around them. Okay. So I think it's pretty, self explanatory for all those different subjects I mentioned. But yeah, your life is being affected by children. So even if it's not physically like physical children around you, it's what they represent. So that inner child spirit within yourself or within others, or just having more fun, having more reasons to, excuse me, to relax a little bit and goof around in a certain way. Okay. But it does affect all of your relationships, excuse me, in a more positive way. All right. So, very nice. Okay. And your last oracle message here is the Kalima Oracle. It's this new oracle deck my dear friend gave to me, and it's by Elena Fairchild. And the artist is Jimmy Manson. It's really beautiful. But the first way that I kind of was explained to it, and hopefully I explained it right a couple of years, well, many years ago now. But when I was in junior high school, I was working in an Indian store and I saw a picture, one manifestation of Kalima, and I asked the owner, who is she? She looks really cool and badass. And so he kind of explained it to me that you would pray to her for justice so it wouldn't affect your karma. Okay, so so sorry, my nose is itching. But that's kind of like what got me into first my first introduction to Kalima and why I love her. And then I'm still learning so much about her because I am not Hindu or Buddhist, and I don't know a lot of those. I mean, they're both really deep religions and have a lot of history, so I'm still always learning. Okay, and even with this oracle deck, I've been learning a lot. But anyway, with all that being said, your Kalima Oracle message for this time period and even beyond, maybe for the whole month of January or even February, right? And hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, is Bhavrani Yogani. Bhavrani Yogani. Okay, hopefully the camera will focus there. So here we see the skull inside, or maybe just in front of this beautiful flower here. Okay, so this is one of the manifestations of Kalima. So I'll go ahead and read a little bit here, but not everything, of course, okay? So it says, Sublime Bhavrani Yogani, fierce with sacred rage, cannot be deceived nor deterred. She is unflinching, fearless, and determined. She causes that which is unworthy of the soul to flee and secures divine protection for the authentic soul path. Her presence empowers our hearts to face our fears and signifies that we are ready to overcome anything that has held us back. She gives the power to fulfill our heart's desires and reminds us to embrace our unique path with confidence. The sixth of the Mahavatas, Veda wisdom goddesses, is Bharavani. She is the wrathful, I'm sorry, wait, where was I? She is the wrathful part of Kalima and the consort of fear. She's the wrathful part of Kalima and the oh my God, and the conqueror of fear. I said that wrong. Okay. You know what? I need a tissue or something. My nose, guys. I thought I had one. Okay, no, I don't. Anyway, thought I had one in my pocket. I guess not. Okay, so it says she is part of Kalima and she conquers fear. I said she was the consort of fear, and that's not right. Okay. Sorry, just give me 1 second here. Okay, her name means both formidable and terrifying. Why would we be afraid of our beloved Divine Mother? We can recognize that she is fearsome in some sense of divine magnificence and aspiring awe. Like a force of nature powerful enough to rattle our inflated sense of entitlement and invincibility, she becomes something we can revere because we recognize with relief a power so much greater than the small-minded workings of ego. Okay, we can dedicate ourselves to alleviating the suffering we see in the world if that is what motivates our hearts. Yes, we can also take refuge from becoming disheartening by the extent of our task because we recognize divine greatness and capacity. All right. Very interesting. So yeah, let's see what else real quickly here. What else? It says, although she may seem downright frightening in what she asks of us, as we often find liberation from our fears by moving right through them, she is beneficent. She is light of sacred fire and higher awareness, or tejas in Sanskrit. That is the light that provides clarity, the capacity for discernment. Okay, very interesting. And then I'll just do the little prayer and then I will let you guys go. Oops, I think the camera went out of focus there. I'll try to stay still. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the following prayer. Yogani, Queen Bhavarani, uniting spirit and form, bringing sacred inner desires to material fruition for the spiritual benefit of all beings. I bow with respect. You who are Bhavarani, wrathful mother, conquering fear and confusion, manifesting the power of Kali, blocking the workings of black magic and ill effects of planetary forces. Okay. Offering protection from curses and cure against delusion. You bring booms, blessings, abundance, empowerment for the fulfillment of desires and increase of comfort. Remedy against disease and despair. You are restoration. That's so beautiful. All this you accomplish to manifest spiritual enlightenment for all beings. I let go of my fear and I open my arms to your love for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Jama Kali Bhavarani Jama Kali. Okay. So that's just a little bit there about this card. But if you want to look more into it, you can just do a Google search. I'm sure you'll find a lot under the history of this card, number 21, Bhavarani Yogani. Okay, if I'm saying that right, okay. All right. But I think there was definitely some good takeaways there. And I liked the part about our ego and was it about? It was about ego and something else, disillusionment, something like that. And so when we were talking about your reading with all this water in your cards and the water representing the emotions, right? Like taking parts of it out that are, let's say, attached to ego or outcome, or that have been about illusionment, right? When we talked about the moon card, or not the moon card, but the moon all the way in the background here, the back of this card, letting go of illusions, right? That's disillusionment or coming out of the illusions, okay? So I definitely think that it came together here with your reading. But that is your reading here, dear Taurus. Thank you guys so much as always for your patience, of course. And like I said before, you guys will be like the fourth zodiac sign in order. Next series of readings I'll be starting in or so. So you won't have a late reading. And yeah, thank you guys so much. If you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bell icon. I think it's on that side for you guys. And anyway, you just look for the bell and make sure it's blue and it's active, and it just will notify you when I put out new readings. But again, I appreciate everyone's shares and your likes. It does helps me know that you like the video, but also it's more about the algorithms in YouTube, so it will be shared more with others. So anyway, you guys take care. I'm going to take a little bit of a break and then I will be back with Aries finally. All right, see you guys later. Bye.